Hey, beautiful people. Welcome to my channel, Being a Carer with me, Kes. Now, the story I'm about to share today was told me by a very senior colleague. And by a very senior colleague, I mean someone who has been in care for over 30 years. Now, this happened well over 20 years ago. And we were treating a topic called on infection. And she said to tell me this story. Now, I don't just want us to say the oohs, the ahs, the oh my gods. But I want us to take something vital from this story I'm about to share with us today. And that is number one. If something happens to you today, as in you drop dead, you become ill or something, the job will go on. You will be replaced that day, that same hour, if possible. An agency will be called and the son will be sent in to replace you. Now, another thing I want us to take away from this story is this. That in everything, never ever think that should something happen to you, particularly if you have been trained on the right things to do, how to look after yourself, how to observe health and safety while at work. If something happens to you, if you are of the opinion that your company is going to give you a large payout, I am sorry. I am here to debunk that myth. You will not get a dime. What did I say? You will not get a dime. Now let's even assume that they give you something. Can that give you back the quality of life you have been used to? Would that give you back your back for those who do the wrong, manual handling procedures and they break their backs? Would that give you your back? Would that give you your home back? Because I mean, we're all aware that sometimes this happens to people and their spouses leave. Would that give you your home back? And I'm sure you know what the answer to that is. So please listen with me to this story. And believe me, it's going to help some of us out there. So what is this story my colleague had to share? My name is Kesienaakwaraatie, a health and social care trainer. To all of you, my old and new returning subscribers, merci beaucoup, obrigado. I hope I said that right. And hey, my lovely mentees. You guys are always in my thoughts, okay? Now remember, I'm only an SMS away or a telephone call away, whichever is preferable to you. And hey, if you're just watching this channel for the first time, hi, what are you waiting for? Join this awesome family. We are growing every day. Be a part of us. And you can do that by simply just smashing, the subscribe button. Give me a thumbs up by liking the video. And of course, clicking on that all-important notification bell. So whenever I upload a new video, you, my dears, will be among the very first to know. Freely connect with me on Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, Care by Kes, and I will see you there. Now, please pardon my vest wearing today. It's really hot. It's over 31 degrees right now, and we're boiling. If you know what I mean. If you're in the UK, say aye. You can feel the heat. Okay, so let's get down to the story told me by my senior colleague. Now, they were at work, and this colleague of hers was complaining her stomach. They were like, okay, go on then, try and use the washroom. That didn't work. Drink some water. That didn't work. And the more she complained, the more intense the pain became. She kept crying out, crying out her tummy, everybody gave their own opinion on what they thought it was. And she tried everything. Now, before you could say Jack Robinson, she passed out. And the paramedics were called. She got to the hospital, of course, she became unconscious. She got to the hospital. The doctors and nurses were all frantic about, what to do, to get to the root of what the cause was, her passing out was. And so they ran tests on her. They did everything. She was still unconscious. And finally, she came around and was asked the question by the doctor. What happened? I mean, we've run so many tests and this is what we got. We want to ask you a few questions. Do you drink vodka? Do you drink spirits? She said, no, she doesn't drink. And so they said, but we don't understand it then. Your liver is so corrupted as though you drink a bottle of vodka, one of those spirits, 1 bottle a day. And she says, no, she doesn't drink anything. And so the doctors were perplexed. They couldn't understand why the liver would be that way. And of course, they ran more tests. They asked her more questions. And her response to every single thing she was asked was no. And then the doctors were like, what is your occupation? And she said she's a carer. And so they asked her the question, do you use your gloves when doing personal care for your residents? And she says, sometimes she does, but most times, I mean, before you get to one person, the gloves are not that, the gloves are not that. And so they told her that putting her hands in people's, what I call it, human waste was the reason why her liver was corrupted. And she had her hands on her head. Now, I know you love your residents, so the very good carers out there. You do love them. But here is the thing. A lot of them in care homes have multiple conditions, multiple health conditions. Some have 2 types or 3 types of dementia. Some have dementia, they have diabetes on top of it. Some have cancer. I mean, the list is endless. Through no fault of theirs, bless their souls. But here is the thing. You are okay. Nothing is wrong with you. You have no business putting your hand in their human waste, for the love of Christ. You shouldn't do that. Why? Because your hands have pores. And this medication they are taking are very strong. I know some of you out there who might have taken things like antibiotics. You smell it in your wee when you wee. Now imagine somebody who is on serious drugs. You putting your hand in all their human waste. What do you think will happen? It's going to be absorbed into your blood. Because in your hand, there are blood vessels that take it all the way to the heart and everything. That is why your hands can work and be, you're fine. Hence began the journey to ensure that they detoxed her liver properly. And she began her healing process. She was out of work for a number of months. But did she have to be? No. Now, these days, I know that a lot of care homes, they have their gloves outside each room, So whatever the case might be, please and please and please, it is a plea from my heart. Ensure that you put on your gloves before you do anything else. Please, protect yourself. Let's not have another incident of somebody putting their hands, and being out of work and in hospital for so many months. No, it doesn't have to be. I hope this has helped somebody out there who maybe your manager has said to you, no, we don't need to use gloves. Or a client or resident or service says, no, don't use gloves. I beg your pardon. If you are giving them a wash or a bath, wear your gloves. If you are attending their personal care, change their pads or whatever, please wear your gloves. Because your hands. Now, let me just say this here, from one person to another, from one carer to another. You matter. In the equation of everything, you are number one. After you, your resident or service user or client. Why? Because if you are not okay, you can't take care of them. I hope this, again, has helped somebody. And remember this, guys, never forget that no matter what the matter is, you matter so much more. Over.